yourselves near to your mat. If not lying down, then there's a couple of options. You could grab something. I've got this. This is quite nice. This is like one of those memory foam things. So you could have a blanket, but equally you could have your yoga blocks. But therefore you could start your practice with something underneath the back of your upper body, upper spine. But if you know that is uncomfortable for you, then please just lay flat on the floor. Just do a little bit of breath work to arrive and to center ourselves. And then we will do a little bit of moving. Okay, so we close this door. Right. So feel free to lay with your knees bent if you wish, or your legs out straight, entirely up to you. Feel free also to, for instance, if you've gone for the support underneath your body and you try it and you just think, nah, it's not for me after a few breaths of being here, then know that it's perfectly okay to change whenever you like. You don't have to stay in any position that makes you feel at all uncomfortable. All right. This is just us arriving. Now, if you've been sat in a chair for too many hours today, or if you've had your spine rounded forwards for too many hours today, then this is such a lovely tonic for the spine, and so I'd wholeheartedly recommend it. And like me, my memory foam kind of cushion really it sort of evaporates, you know, it squashes down into next to nothing. So it's a very mild upper back stretch that I'm creating. I'm not trying to be too forceful or too big with this. Okay. So you set this time aside for your yoga practice. Acknowledge that has happened within yourself, so that you dedicate this next 75 minutes placing all of your attention, your focus, concentration, whatever you want to call it, let it be on you and on your practice. And this is very, very important. We can be physically present so often. We can be physically present, but mentally we can be somewhere completely elsewhere. So I'd very much like it if you can make the dedication of your attention, you're gifting it to this practice. Resolving to stay present. Resolving to allow or to keep at bay all the many distractions, whether it be from your pets, maybe it's from your neighbours, I don't know, from noises you can hear outside, right down to the distractions that come from within your own mind. I know that's easier said than done, but we try our best. And this is a practice. Remember, yoga is a practice, not a perfect. We keep practicing. So now notice where your body is breathing. Allow your breath to slow right down. Enjoy the movement of your body as it breathes. And now I'd like you to breathe and count your breathing, count your breaths. I'd like you to breathe in for a slow count of 5 and exhale a slow count of 5. And if you feel that it's there within your capacity, start to gently lengthen your exhalation. So you're breathing in for 5 and maybe breathing out for 6 or 7. Do this for just another couple of rounds of breathing. And then allow your breathing to take its own natural rhythm again. Check in with how you feel. Notice whatever there is to notice. And then we will start to incorporate the next phase of our practice tonight, the movement. So I'd like you to take out from underneath you, if you had it there, take out the support from underneath the back of your body. And for a moment, stretch your legs out towards the corners of your mat or even wider. And then stretch your arms out. If you've got the space to do it, stretch your arms out as wide as you can to the side. So you're laying in a star shape on the floor. Take one more breath here. And then I'd like you to bend your knees and place your feet onto the mat, still keeping them as wide apart as the mat is, and begin to rock your knees from side to side. Arms still open out wide if that's comfortable for you. And just a slow and gentle rocking happening. Okay. Now from here, keep the knees rocking side to side, but maybe cactus the elbows. So bend the elbows at right angles, keeping the back of the hands onto the floor if you can. You might like to turn your head in the opposite direction to the knees. And then possibly you stretch your arms straight alongside your ears or thereabouts, and you keep rocking the knees from side to side. Okay, do a couple more. And then come back towards the center and let your arms come back, either down by your sides or out wide to the sides, whatever is comfortable for you. And from here, I would like you to cross your right leg over the top of your left thigh, like a figure of 4. And the focus is on the left leg, the foot that stayed on the ground. What you're going to do is use the strength of the left leg to push the right leg inwards towards your body and then pop the foot back down. So do this in a controlled way, lifting the shape of the legs and then placing the foot down. And keep going between the two, pulling in and placing down. Not using your hands, just using the strength of the left leg. Do this a few more times, just creating a little bit of warmth, a little bit of energy through the legs. Last one. Then pop the left foot down, leave the legs crossed in this figure of 4 shape, and then just little rocks from side to side, rocking, massaging your sacrum into the mat. Good. And then coming back towards the center, unraveling the legs, changing sides. And then it's up and down again. This time it's the strength of the right leg that's pushing in towards you and putting it back down. So try not to clatter down to the floor. Use the strength of your legs. Good. Do a couple more of these. Last one. Perfect. And place the foot down. Again, just little rocks, side to side, little massaging rocks of the body against the ground. Lovely. Unravel the legs. Walk the heels in towards your sit bones. And then just little pelvic tilts now, like you're rocking up and down the sacrum. So before you rock side to side, I'd like you to flatten your lower back into the mat and then arch your lower back. So you're going between the two. And as you flatten your lower back into the floor, you're engaging your tummy muscles and then arching the lower back. And so keep going between the two, flattening and arching, arching and flattening. You don't need to rush, you can slow this right down. What I would like you to do next is flatten the lower back, and if possible, pick the back of the hips up off of the floor to as high as you feel comfortable with going, and then gently come back down, hips lowering. Do this again, lifting up, strong through the back of the legs, opening up the spine, And gently rolling down again. Keep going, do 2 more, please. Good job. And then come back and pick the feet up off of the floor. Bring the knees towards your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. All right, lovely stuff. From here, can you roll completely onto one side? And you're laying now with maybe your pillow. So this is your chance to use the pillow as requested. And when you come to lay on your side, you've got your knees bent roughly in line with your hips. And then I'd like you to bring your toes forward so that you can see your toenails when even when your head is resting on your pillow. So your toes come forwards a little bit. So make sure that your face is towards one edge of the pillow so that you've got plenty of it behind you to catch you when you roll back. And you want to make sure that you've got some room behind you too. So this top arm is going to go all of the way up and over. I know you're familiar with this, you will have done this lots of times in the past. Excuse me. And coming back to your starting point. So I'd like you to go gently, go slowly with this, don't rush. Inhaling and opening up the body. And exhaling. And coming back. Keep moving with your breath at your own pace, in your time. Good. And then softly come back. We're going to work the sides of the body now. So I'd like you to stay, oh sorry, the side of the thigh, I should say. So I'd like you to stay on the side of your body. You are going to lift the whole of the top leg up to the ceiling, keeping it bent at a right angle, and then placing it back down on the bottom leg again. Coming all of the way up, and then coming back down. Go between the two, please. Up and down. Lovely. Then from here, can you leave the leg in the air? Now watch me if you're not sure. You're going to turn the leg inwardly and tap the knee down, keeping this foot into the air. Then you're bringing the leg back up to your start position. So turn the leg inwardly and tap it down, and then bring it back to the start. And go between those two positions, please. This is going to work your outer thigh into your glute medius, among others. And then take a rest. Give your thigh a little rub, give it some love. Super stuff, well done. Then from here, can you take a roll over onto your other side? And we'll do the same thing. We'll do the little twists first, and then the leg work second. So make your way over onto the other side of your body. It doesn't matter whether you're facing the screen or not. You know what's coming. We've done it already. And then we're going to let the arms, remember, bring your toes forward so that you can see your toenails. And inhaling with the top arm. And I always wonder, you know, what's going on in my body, because the second side just always feels so different to the first side. Whether that's more open or more closed, I'm not worried about that, but I'm just always so curious about the lefts and the rights and what's going on to make that difference. So as much as you can, be kind, be gentle to yourself, with yourself. Breathe softly. Take your time, enjoy these movements, enjoy this unraveling of your spine. Okay, so last one. Then coming back, we're going to lift the legs next. So stay laying on the side of your body and the top leg lifted up and bring it back down. Next time it's up, leave it there. Internally, turn the knee and tap, and then bring it back. So spin the thigh bone inwardly and tap, and then bring it back and keep going, tapping and returning. Lovely. Do 2 more of these if you can. And then coming back and letting the leg rest down. Give the thigh a rub. Well done. Come backwards, come and lay on the back of your body again. And if it felt nice the first time, you could return back to the star shape. Opening the arms out wide, separating the feet as wide as they too will go. Take another breath here. And then softly let yourself roll over to your side. You can bend your knees. And let's come over to a seated position, please. So bring yourself upright. And start off with your hands behind you. So it doesn't matter where your hands or fingers point, that's entirely for your comfort. But what I want you to do is take an inhale and lift your chest up and squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit. And then exhale, separate your shoulder blades, chin towards the chest, look down towards the navel. Then you're inhaling and the front of the body lengthens and opens. And then exhaling, curl the spine, make a C-shaped curve with the back of your body and round it. So go between those two places, those two extremes, so you can really feel the difference, register that difference between the two. And then I'd like you to come to a neutral place. So not too arched, not too backwards, not too rounded. And I want you to squeeze your tummy muscles, so these lower belly muscles. I want you to gently draw those in, not too strong, not too soft. So it's all this neutral place, really. And then walking the feet a little bit closer in towards you, slightly engaging the tummy muscles. Can you lift one leg and put it back down? Lift the other leg and put it down. Go between the two a few times. Remember, try not to overly arch or round your spine, but keep the lower belly a little bit engaged, just to keep your lower back nice and supported. Okay, and then maybe lift both feet and lower them. If this is too strong, just alternate one leg and then the other again. Do a couple more of these. Good, nice. Last one. Cross your ankles over and let yourself come off with your hands and soften forwards. Tummy muscles relaxing, whole body relaxing. Good. Last breath. Last moment. So we're taking it a little step further now. So lifting yourself up. Hands coming to the floor behind you, but this time maybe just your fingertips onto the floor if possible. If it's too strong, you put your hands down, or you can rest your hands onto blocks if you want to give your hands a bit of elevation. Now, feet on the floor, lifting the center of the chest a little bit and engaging the tummy muscles a little bit too, and lifting the feet. So remember, not too much of an arch, not too much of a C curve, that lovely neutral place, and see if you can lift your feet up a little bit higher, same height as your knees. Lift us slightly at the center of your chest, and maybe come right onto the tippy fingers, and maybe hover the arms. Good. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Cross the ankles, maybe change the cross of them and fold down. Okay, gently coming back up. Well done. I would like you to gently roll. We're going to come back maybe to boat pose a little bit later, but come over onto your hands and knees. And if you like, sometimes a brick is quite nice for this. So we're going to do similar to what you've already done this afternoon, this evening, twist. And sometimes having the hand elevated onto a brick is quite a nice thing. The brick is on the center line of your mat, so right in the middle of the mat. But it's optional. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, or if you don't have one, it's not a problem. So leave one hand in the middle of the mat. Wait for an inhalation, and when it comes, open the top arm up to the ceiling. And exhale, return it down. Swap over hands, go to the other side. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come down. Go between the two, inhaling and opening. exhaling and closing. Keep going. Good. One more on each side, please. And then come into whatever position you like. You can rest in, but just come off of your hands, because whether you're low down in a child's pose or high up in a kneeling position, just give your wrists a roll, because that's the first bit of weight bearing that they've had to do this evening. Good. Then back over or back up to an all fours again. Kick out the left foot to the side of the mat. Stretch the right toes down to the end, rolling onto the inside edge of your right foot. Right arm up to the ceiling, and then cartwheeling the right arm alongside your ear. Take a side body stretch, breathing into the right hand side of the rib cage, opening the right shoulder, the right armpit. Lovely. Just for a little bit of spice, float the right leg off the floor if you want to. Good. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. And back down, hand down, knee comes down. Let's do straight onto the other side. Right foot kicks out, left foot stretches long, roll onto the inside edge of the foot. Left arm lifts up and cartwheels over. And again, just concentrate on the side body aspect of this. Breathe into the left hand side. One more breath. And if you like, floating the left leg off of the floor. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Foot down, hand down, and come back to child's pose or come back to a resting position. Okay. One last breath. I promise we'll get off of our knees shortly. She says, lifting yourself up if you're in child's pose and stepping your right foot forwards. Now, if you like, you could pad out your left knee with something if that helps you to feel more comfortable. Okay, remember, always firm in the back thigh, so squeeze the back thigh, squeeze the buttock, raise both arms up towards the ceiling, and just like we did last week, I think we did it last week, cactus the elbows, pull the elbows backwards and open the front of the body up. So you've got a stretch on the front of the left hip, but also you're very broad across the upper body. Push the heart, push the shoulder blades into the body. 3, 2, 1, and lower the hands and come back to a neutral position, please. Okay, so I still want you to be in a little bit of a lunge, but you might find it easier if you come out of it slightly. You can always put the lunge back in later, but come out of the lunge position. And then do you remember last week we turned to the side? So I'd like you to keep your right knee pointing forwards, turn to the left and open the arms out wide to the sides. And this is where you can bring the lunge back in if you want to, but you can equally just stay upright and concentrate on the rotation. Nice. Now, those that want to, I want you to tip yourself so that maybe you tap your fingertips down towards your back foot or back heel. You can tuck your back toes under, and that can make it a little bit higher. Okay, one more breath. And then gently return. Well done, everyone. I'd like you to step your right foot back, plant your hands down and come into a downward facing dog and treat that as a little neutralizer for your spine. Okay, take a breath, breathe in and breathe out. If you had something underneath your knees, slide it over so that your right knee can be supported now. And then float your right knee down and step your left foot forwards. Nice. Firm your back leg so that when you come into the lunge, you're not just hanging into your joints. You want to have muscular tension there to hold you steady. Raise the arms up. Cactus the elbows out wide to the sides. Lift up through the center of the chest. Pull the elbows back. Squeeze the right thigh and move your left knee forwards. Nice. 3, 2, 1. And come back to a neutral. So remember, it's sometimes easier to come back out of the lunge here. But now I want you to turn to the right and take a little twist. And it might be that you just stay here in this position. You could squeeze the right thigh and take the lunge again, if that feels comfortable for you. And some of you might like to tuck the back toes under and tip the body backwards and see if the fingers will find the back heel. If it's too strong, please don't do it. Just find your own way to twist. And if you want to tilt, but obviously it doesn't have to be as deep as this. 3, squeeze the right thigh. 2, and 1. Come back. Very nicely done. Stepping the left foot back. Plant the hands. You can take your cushion out from underneath your knees and press back, thigh bones back as you settle into a downward dog again. Breathe deeply. Okay. Then let's walk the feet forwards. Hang down over both legs, but soften the knees so that you can really release your spine. Hold the opposite elbows if you like. Sway a little bit if that feels good. Always interested in doing what feels nice for your body. Good. And then gently coming around and up. Good. Nicely done. And just stand somewhere simply on your mat, arms down by your sides, feet comfortable. Okay. Doesn't matter which arm, but take one arm up in the air. And as you like, take the arm over the top and then the bottom arm across to the opposite side. So I've got the top palm facing down, the bottom palm facing up, and I'm sort of moving them in opposite directions as long as I can take them. Good. Take a breath into the side of the body that you are stretching. Lovely. And then gently come back. And like you've swapping your plates over, bottom hand turns palm up, top arm now palm down. And again, reaching the fingertips across in their opposite directions. Nice. 3, 2, 1. And back. Pop the hands down by your sides again. Let the shoulders relax. Calm the breath. All right, take the hands up above your head, both of them. Link your fingers, turn your palms upwards towards the ceiling and work towards straightening your arms as long as they will go, and see if you can press the palms of your hands as high up, like they're holding the ceiling even though the fingers are entwined. You can stay here if you like, or those that want to can come onto your tiptoes and hold a tiptoe balance. Remember, this isn't particularly, don't have to balance with your heels off the floor. Sometimes just having your arms in the air is enough. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Now from here, take your arm out to the side, please. Okay, and as the arm goes out to the side, I'd like you to turn your palm up towards the ceiling and reach the arm as far out to the side as you can go. Take it backwards, as far backwards as it will go. So instead of it being out to the side now, palm up and reaching out, take it back into the space behind you. It looks deceptive, doesn't it, when I do this on camera, but I am you can see how much I've turned my body. My body has not stayed necessarily still. Now, with this arm backwards, I'd like you to turn your palm down and then to keep turning your palm, and see if you can bring your hand around the back of your body and in between your shoulder blades. Nice. So just have it there, and this might be the time to grab a strap if you've got one. If you've got a ponytail, you can hold on to your ponytail or something similar. And then the top arm goes up. You're gently internally rotating it, externally rotating it, and then bringing the hand down. Now, I wish I could meet my hands together. They don't. I would have to use my strap. Some of you will be able to do this really easily without using any assistance whatsoever. I'm still working on that. My shoulders are still so reluctant to do this particular move. But if you've got a strap or you've got something you can hold on to reach them together, then please do. Okay. And then what I'd like you to do is wherever you're at, I'd like you to lean back. So let your head be cradled into the forearm of your top arm. Good. Hold this for 3, 2, and 1. Then come back to neutral, release the top arm, release the bottom arm, and give them both a shake out. Not always ones that we do every week. You know why we don't do them every week? Because I don't like them. And that's the joy of being a yoga teacher, isn't it? You generally tend to get the ones that where the preferences lie. But every now and then I'll throw it back in. And partly because I saw somebody doing this particular move and I thought, oh, that's really interesting. I'll share that with you guys. So let's do the same with the other arm. Take it out to the side. Turn the palm up. Reach the arm out of the shoulder, so you're trying to elongate an open space in the joint. And then take the arm backwards behind you. Good, so when it's back and it's behind you as far as it will go, now you can turn your palm back to the floor or even further, and then taking the hand behind you, up in between the shoulder blades. Maybe you give it a helping hand. Maybe it doesn't need it. The top arm goes up, reach it up tall. It's got a little bit of external rotation as you bend the top elbow and you reach back. Do you need a helping hand with your strap, or can you find your hands? Turn around for me, turn around so I can see all your fronts, but let's see your backs. Oh, look at that. There's some oh, look at that, lovely. So different, aren't we? We're just all so different. Isn't it satisfying though? I can see smug looks. I can see smug faces. You know who you are. Okay. Oh no, we need to back bend. Sorry. Stay there if you can. Lean your head back. Open your chest up. 3, 2, and 1. And gently release. That's tough though, isn't it? It's tough if we're not used to doing it. And also, you know, for those of us, you know, the ones who can't meet our hands, and I'll always be one of those, just remember there aren't many things that we do with our hands behind our bodies. We're designed to be in front. The hands are designed to be here. They're not necessarily designed to be back here. So give yourself a little bit of respite if you are like, I wish I could do this, but I can't. Okie dokes, my darlings. So when you're ready, I'd like you to come and step back at the top of your mat or thereabouts. Hang your hands down by your sides, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. Breathe softly and gently. Enjoying the sensation of space in your upper body. This is what we have been exploring, isn't it? Okay. Open your eyes, placing your hands onto your hips. You're leaving your right leg at the top of your right foot at the top of the mat and gently stepping back with your left foot, taking it as far back behind you as you feel comfortable with going, with your right knee bending. Sweep both arms up towards the ceiling, taking an inhale. Cactus the elbows, open the heart, lift the chest, look up if you like. Then come back up to the ceiling with the fingertips, and you are turning to the right, turning to the bent knee side. Turn and open your arms. Lovely. Keep the front knee bending if you can. Keep the back leg straight. 3, 2, 1, and face back forwards again. Lovely. And step up to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Hold steady for a moment. Relax your shoulders for a moment. Yes. Hands to hips. Right foot steps back as far as you feel comfortable with going. Bending the front knee, straightening the right leg. Raising both arms up. Inhale. Exhale to cactus the elbows. Feel like as you take your next inhale, pull the elbows backwards and lift the heart upwards. Good. Then take an exhale if you haven't already. Inhale both arms up high again. Turn to the left. Exhale. Look back behind you if you can. Stay here for another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Now, if possible, bow down. Bring both hands to the floor. Now, if you want to come out another way, you can. But I'm going to suggest you step back to a downward facing dog. You press back through your thigh bones. You let your head hang deeply down. Open the shoulders, open your armpits. Nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and float your knees to the ground. Breathe out and let your bottom sink backwards towards your heels, just for a few moments. Take one last breath. Coming back up to a kneeling position now. And making sure that your feet are somewhere near the back of your mat. And if you were using a cushion or a yoga block at the beginning, you might like to bring that underneath the front of you. And we're going to come into melting heart pose next. If you know melting heart and you don't need the block underneath you, then feel free. You don't have to use it. It's just a suggestion. But what I am going to suggest is you try to keep your hips moving backwards because they will want to come forward. So notice what it feels like on your knees. Okay, then tip forwards and notice what that feels like on your knees. And then notice tip backwards and notice what that feels like. So the backwards and the neutral, pretty similar for me, pretty similar sensations. When I come forwards, my kneecap doesn't really like that very much. So I want you to register that, because if you come forwards, you're going to notice it in your knees. So keep your hips in neutral or keep them moving backwards slightly and just register that sensation, because what happens next is that the hands slide forwards, the hips keep moving backwards. Then you aim to bring the chest and the chin close down towards the floor, or you rest it onto the brick. And if this pinches in your shoulders, take your arms wider into a V shape or a Y shape. Don't have to have them contained within the edges of your mat. You can go wider. Good. One last breath. Super stuff. Can you come out, first of all, come out, come back up, walk the hands in, plant the hands under the shoulders, maybe do a little bit of circular movement. Go the other way. Lovely. And then let's lay on the tummy. Nearly there, nearly done. But come down, lay on your front, make a pillow for your head to rest on. Soften down for a few breaths. Okay. I'd like you to put your hands now roughly underneath your shoulders, fingertips pointing forwards, elbows pointing backwards. Back of the neck is long. Legs stay firm. Press the tops of the feet into the ground if you wish. And take an inhale and lift up. And an exhale and come down. Just go between the two, inhaling up, exhaling down. Your version of cobra. Work your spine. If you want to straighten your arms, you can. As long as you're squeezing the back of the legs. I don't mind how high you lift. If you want, you can concentrate on a more gentle lift by keeping the tummy and the very bottom ribs on the floor. And this makes it a little bit more refined, and you can really tone the muscles on the back of the body. But if you know your back needs a stretch and you just want a deep curve in your lumbar spine, then you go for the height. There's always ways of modifying this, and quite often your body will let you know quite quickly what it wants. A gentle version, a more active version. What is it that it's being asked for tonight? Let's do one more. You've done brilliantly. Well done. And then let's soften down, take a rest. Make a pillow for your forehead to rest on initially, and have a little shimmy of your hips from side to side. Okay. Then, if you remember back to the start of practice, I asked you to lie in a star shape. If it feels comfortable for you, do that on the front of your body. So let your forehead rest, but take your arms wide and take your feet wide. You might try this and think, yeah, I love this. This is gorgeous. This is fantastic. And you might think, oh, shock horror, this is awful. So I want you to notice and honour what your body needs you to do. What does your body need from your practice? Always, always returning to this awareness of the sensations within your body, how your body responds to these. Lovely. And then let's think about taking ourselves over and onto the back of your body, please. So take your time, go slowly, roll yourself around. And we're going to finish with a lying twist. Okay. I'd like you to bring your right knee in towards your chest. Relax your shoulders. Just stay here for a moment. Okay, no rush. All right, slide your left leg down towards the end of the mat and have your right knee in towards your tummy. Hold your knee with the opposite hand, allowing your right arm either to stretch out or to cactus and lay on the floor as you did right at the beginning. When you're ready, roll your knee across your body and bring it down towards the ground, but don't force it down. And if your shoulder rolls off the floor, you decide, do you want to keep it on the floor? Do you want to let it roll? Do you want to have a little shuffle through your upper body and create a little bit more freedom through the shoulders? Allow yourself to work kindly with your body, not against it. So don't force it. Find some soft breaths. Let those be the guides. Let those narrate the depth of the twist. Take another breath here, one last breath. And then let's take it over to the other side. So return your knee back to the center. Maybe find a neutral position for a moment without having to be in a rush to get to the other side. And then it's the left knee that comes in. The left arm opens to the side to wherever is comfortable. And the right hand guides the left knee across your body and to the floor. Remember, don't force, do allow. Breathe gently into the side of your body and enjoy. Enjoy using your breath. And then slowly think about returning back to center. Perhaps bring both knees in and rock gently side to side. All right. So now it's time for Shavasana, time to relax, time to become still. So ease your way into something comfortable, whether that's more clothes so that you are comfortably warm, more support so you feel more comfortably held. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to take the opportunity to reach a still place. And we do that by letting the ground take our body weight. Let your body be held by your mat, by your supports, bolster, cushions, blankets. Let your bones sink deeply, committing to this moment in time where we give permission for stillness to be our main focus. Notice how the breath comes and goes and softly. Allow your exhalation to dissolve any areas of held tension. As you scan your body and give it permission to relax, where can you consider letting go a little bit more? Allow special consideration for your shoulders, your upper back, your jaw, cheekbones and forehead. Let the weight of your head sink deeply down. I'd like you to bring your awareness back into the space that you're in, but don't move. Stay as you are. Stay still. Stay peaceful. And register within yourself the journey that you have enjoyed in your practice tonight, the journey from the breath work through the movement to this stillness at the end. And I'll leave you with these words. Just for now, without asking how, let yourself sink into stillness. Just for now, lay down the weight you so patiently bear upon your shoulders. Feel the earth receive you and the infinite expanse of the sky grow even wider as your awareness reaches up to meet it. Just for now, allow a wave of breath to enliven your experience. Breathe out whatever blocks you from the truth. Just for now, be boundless, free, awakened energy tingling in your hands and feet. Drink in the possibility of being who and what you really are. So fully alive that when you open your eyes, the whole world looks different. Okay. Slowly again. Now preparing to come out of Shavasana fully. I'd like you to wiggle your toes, your fingers, move, stretch, lengthen, wake up. And then you can gather your knees in a little bit closer towards you. Roll to one side and come round and up to a seated position. And we'll finish the practice together. I think we've got everybody. Just about. Welcome back. Okay, so let's finish the practice together, everyone. Sit any way that is comfortable. Take your fingertips out to the sides. Inhale your arms up above your head and let your palms find each other. And then exhale and bring your hands to your heart. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your evening with me. Namaste to you all. And have a very lovely rest of the night, very peaceful night's sleep.